Hello and welcome back. Welcome. Welcome to live Q&A with me, Tangi. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't ever think that I do. Don't ever incorrectly assume that I know what I'm doing, because I don't. Okay, welcome to my live. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Hannah. I'm just going to say hi. Let some people flow in before I do my spiel. I know what I'm doing. Now I fooled you. I have fooled you. Okay, I have pulled the wool over your eyes. Oh, I'm in a rare mood today. I'm in rare form. And I'm like, why do I look the way I look on camera? I haven't done my hair yet, believe it or not. I'll dive into my spiel any second now, but make sure if you're here and you want me to say things, human design things, engage, okay? Tap on the screen, share, comment, like. Go ahead and ask me questions if you're ready. Tell me about your design. So your profile authority type. That's how we usually introduce ourselves in the human design world. For example, I am a 1-3 splenic projector. The 1-3 tells you the costume that I wear, a whole lot about my personality. The splenic tells you the way I make decisions, and the projector tells you the shape and expression of my aura, how I interact with energy. So it really does tell us a lot about people. Guys, I have to tell you good news. Okay, I have to tell you something exciting. I did my first official, not official, like I didn't get paid for anything, but I did my first birth time rectification. That's been something that I've been talking about for months. Like someone came into my live, at least 6 months ago. It's been a little bit. And she was like, I'm adopted and I don't know my birth time. What do I do? And I was explaining a rectification. And I said, that might be something that I do in the future, but I'm not there quite yet. And then the universe, right? All of the components, all the cooperative components fell into place for me to have the tools that I need in order to do a rectification. So I met someone new. They knew their birth date, of course. They knew their birth location. But I wasn't ready to ask this person for the birth time because, I'm a little weirdo. Anyway, I wasn't ready to ask this person for the time because I wanted to explore. I wanted to say, based on what I have observed in this interaction thus far, what would be my very best guess? Okay. So I took the date and I took the location and I pulled up like an astrological map. I mean, I can also pull up a human design, but I wanted to know the rising sign first. And so I took what I knew of astrology and signs and I figured out, like I narrowed down to a rising sign. And then I took that time frame and I put it into my human design software that I use called Genetic Matrix. If you're interested, I have a referral code for that. But anyways, I put all of that into my human design software called Genetic Matrix. Thank you for the gift. And then I was able to see a map of, based on this rising sign and this general time, can I narrow it down even further by profile numbers and the energy centers that get defined on a human design chart. Anyway, so I come back to this person. I'm like, hey, my best guess is that you're born between 9:20 a.m. and 11:20 a.m. My second guess would be more like 6 p.m., but I'm pretty certain between 9:20 and 11:20. And he goes, I was born at 9:30 a.m. And I was like, yes. So that was really fun. Oh, Charlotte, self-projected projector. Have you heard my theory on the SPP? Have you heard my self-projected projector theory? It's kind of funny. Like some people are like spot on, like you're so right. And then some people are like, absolutely not. So I think my theory is based on lived experience and conditioning. Hi, Amy. I know I had to take some space from going live just because I've had my kids full time longer than I expected to. I had a watery eye today. Okay, my theory that I said, even though a self-projected projector has no motors, not a single motor. We have 4 potential motors in human design: the ego center, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. Even though we have 4 potential motors, self-projected projectors will never have any motors. And self-projected projectors are the people that I see doing the absolute most. Like, they are just nonstop. And when you don't have any particular motor defined in that area, you don't know when enough is enough. You just don't know when enough is enough. And so you go all out and all in on everything motorized, like actually physical using energy. It's either that or they're like totally depleted, completely exhausted, totally burnt out. So yeah, that's my theory. Hi, Jess. How do I find mine? Okay, well, thank you for leading me into my own introduction. If you've just joined, my name is Tangie. I'm a human design teacher and coach. I use human design to help you feel good, or at least feel a little better. That is why I call myself the Feel Good Expert. You can find me at the Feel Good Expert on all platforms, because we don't know what's going to happen with some of our platforms, with the political environment that I live in the United States. Anyways, at the Feel Good Expert, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Blue Sky. I'm not doing X though. Okay. Blue Sky. I have an email list. Okay. Anyway, you can find me. I'm easy to find. I also call myself the Feel Good Expert because I'll never tell you anything limiting, inhibiting, or dogmatic about this system. And that does run rampant in the human design community. People get a little culty about it. It's like a second religion to some people. They haven't deconditioned that energy. Anyway, I provide foundational knowledge and practical tools with real life application. And my favorite tool is my website. It's feelgoodhumandesign.com. That is where you can pull your chart for free. Okay. You just put in your birth date, exact time, and location, and you get this strategic map of your energy. What do you do with it? It tells you how to manage your energy based on the shape and expression of your aura. And it also tells you how to make decisions that are correct for you, also based on the shape and expression of your unique aura. It is informed by Western astrology, the Chinese I Ching, the Hindu Brahmin chakra system, and mystical Kabbalah. Mush all of that together. Now you get this personalized map of your energy. It's amazing. I've been studying 7 years now. Oh my God, I can't believe that happened so fast. So I have that free resource. Every single one of the chart properties on my website links you to a free video explanation. So it is your free on-demand mini reading with me. It's exactly what I would tell you if you booked a reading, like a foundational reading, basic stuff. I want to get that stuff out of the way so I can talk about the really fun stuff, which is why I come live here to answer your questions. I am Aquarius, Sun, and Moon with Virgo rising. I'm here to answer your question. So if I do answer your question directly, make sure you engage. That helps me as a projector to feel seen, honored, and recognized for all the time, money, and energy I put into learning this system. But it also helps me out in algorithm land. When you engage, the platforms go, oh, she must be doing something that people like. Let's send more people her way. Thank you. Okay, so if you like me, you like the way I talk, but you're more of a visual learner, I do have a personalized report. It's in the $20 range. That's unheard of, okay? Because there are hundreds of variations that we have to write copy for as a human design professional. But I like making things accessible. I like making things that like you can get, that make sense at first glance, because I'm a fast learner. I'm very, very fast about most things in my life. Splenic authority. I have a course. It's called the Human Design Starter Kit. Amazing. I created what I wish I had at the price point that I was willing to pay. Website is feelgoodhumandesign.com. And I do offer readings both on Telegram and on Zoom. And I have a free webinar today. It's called 5-Day Weekend. Love for you to join. If you can't make it, just sign up anyway, and I'll send you the replay. My goal is to get 100 people into registered for my webinar, and I'm at 82 as of the last time I checked. Okay. I've been called an old soul my whole life. It's interesting how we can pick up on that energy, right? How can I get unstuck? Amy, tell me what's stuck. Remind me your like HD stuff and then tell me what's stuck. I've learned discernment and I love, yeah, same. That's like one of the biggest things that human design has given to me is like what to say yes to and what to say no to, and to feel like empowered to do it. Mental projector, metal projector, mental. Hi, Sherry. 4-6 manifesting generator. I love a 4-6. It's because we're similar. I'm all lower trigram and you're all upper trigram. It's a very unique experience. There's only 2 profiles that are like that out of 12. Aquarius sun. Oh, happy birthday. Happy late birthday. Aquarius sun and North Node, Capricorn. Oh yeah. I'm I'm heavy on the Capricorn and Scorpio, like under the surface. Are you taking guests for questioning? No. I've been told I'm too sensitive. Really? Could be the fully open G center. Melanie, the person that I was like just describing, where I did the birth time rectification, has a fully open G, and I like literally can't stop thinking about you. And I'm like, oh, I'm just getting deeper and deeper and deeper into what that actually feels like. I think I'm a 3-5. Yeah, tell me type, strategy, and authority. And sign up for the webinar because I think that'll answer a whole lot of questions. Hi, Amy. How do I figure out which kind of projector I am? So it's based on authority. Projector type has the like largest range of authorities. Okay, so for example, if you are a generator and a manifesting generator, you have 2 options for authority. You can be sacral or you can be an emotional. The end. Okay, that's that. But if you're a projector, you can be emotional authority, you can be splenic authority, you can be ego, you can be self-projected, you can be mental. I don't think the mic is working. The mic is working on a different platform because I'm streaming on multiple platforms. Okay, splenic. And Amy, do you have any of these 3 energy centers defined? Do you have the ego colored in? Oh, no, actually, any of these 2. Do you have the ego or the root colored in? Because if you have a motor, then you're an energy projector. Yeah, if it sounds like echoey, that's just because this is my phone and the mic is like hooked up to my computer, which is hooked up to the YouTube live stream and a Zoom. I can't do more than 1 mic at a time. But thanks for calling me a diva. I will take it. It's a strong feel. I know, Melanie, because yesterday I did a reading for someone who has a fully open ego center like me. And we were able to resonate on that feeling, if that makes sense. It's like, it really does like kind of take over your energy. Like it's a big anchor point in your identity and how you express. How do you feel about Pluto being Aquarius? Have you felt something? I mean, yeah, same. Feel like it's my time. Yeah, I feel like I can finally express like what was a little too weird before. I feel like what was weird before is like now cool. So, 41 years of being an absolute non-mainstream, unconventional, crazy person is now like, oh, we want to do what you do. If you are generator or manifesting generator, you can be either emotional authority or sacral. Those are the only 2 options. How long have you been on live? Just 20 minutes. Which Amy? I have another Amy on YouTube commenting. Looks like the head and root. Okay, if you have the root, then you're an energy projector. So you can call yourself a splenic projector, or you can call yourself an energy projector. Both would be correct. How long will I be on live? Usually about an hour. So yeah, 45 more minutes or so. Because I do, I'm going to tell you all a story that I'll probably tell again at my webinar later. But being splenic, I had this whole like body won't go moment around creating a slide deck for my webinar today. body wouldn't go. It couldn't do it, no matter like how I approached, how many times I showed up for it. And I'm like, something else is available. Anyway, something else is available. But I have to end my live on time today so that I can go work on that, because it's like all just dropping in, downloading in today. And I'm like, okay, it can be this easy. I will allow it to be this easy. Amy says, I really like your website and the way it's set up. Thank you. Hi, Sarah. Oh, I love a manifester. All of my gates are unconscious. I just learned that a few days ago. Half of your gates are unconscious. Maybe channels. Maybe all of your channels are unconscious. Design date. Like, what is a design date? It's unique to human design. So your design date happened about 90 days before you were born, while you were still in utero. And it describes more of your ancestry, your DNA, your physical body. So this is a thing that we only do in the human design world, is pull a design date. What if I don't know my birth time? You can get a birth time rectification. You missed the intro, Cass. I was talking about how I did my first official birth time rectification, and I was right. Cosmic travel. Hello. Your authority sacral. Okay, so you're a 3-5 sacral generator, Amy, and you feel stuck. Is that what you were saying? Charlotte's 35. Happy lated. Thank you. I was in a funk. I get in a funk every winter. I probably have like seasonal affective disorder. Every winter, I'm like, screw all this. I don't want to do any of this. But I was in a funk for my birthday. But I'm coming out. Spring is right around the corner. Hi, I'm a 4-6 emotional. Hi, Anna. Oh, a 3-5 manifesting generator, 3-5 sacral manifesting generator, and you feel stuck from procrastination. Okay, let me come back to that. Okay, let me address Amy's question. Oh, you're a 3-5. Okay, let's talk about that. First of all, if you haven't already, well, let me just go through my whole spiel, because I know some new people have just joined. If you just joined, my name is Tangi. I'm a human design teacher and coach. I use human design to help you feel good, or at least feel a little better. That is why I call myself the Feel Good Expert. You can find me at the Feel Good Expert across all platforms, just in case, because we just don't know what we're going to have access to or not in the coming months. So I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram. I have an email list. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm not going to be on X, though. You won't find me there. I also call myself the Feel Good Expert because I'll never tell you anything limiting, inhibiting, or dogmatic about this system. It is not a cult to me. It is not a replacement for religion for me. It is not even a belief system for me. It is just a logical system to understand how energy works and to give it language, to give it context. So that's how I use human design. If you have no idea what human design is, it is a synthesis of 4 ancient systems. We use Western astrology, the Chinese I Ching, the Hindu Brahmin chakra system, as well as mystical Kabbalah. And human design is unique as a system. I was just talking about this a moment ago, because we actually use 2 dates to determine your chart. So when you get your chart, it's going to tell you how to manage your energy, how to make decisions that are correct for you. And it's going to do that both at a conscious and unconscious level. We pull both of those things. So we have a date of your birth, but we also have a date that your personality entered your physical body for this incarnation. So we've got a date that covers your DNA, your ancestry, your unconscious wiring, and we've got a date that covers your personality and the way that you relate to and express your own self, who you think you are in this lifetime. So it's a very thorough system that's taken me a very long time to learn what I know, but I'm so excited to talk about it. I love talking about human design. It's my favorite thing on earth. I come live every week to answer questions for free because it's just fun. I just love you guys. Okay. So if I am answering your question, make sure you engage. Okay. Hit the like, share, comment. I'm going to get to the comments, by the way. I know I'm like way behind, but I'm going to scroll through them. But let me Remind you, you can pull your chart for free anytime on my website. It's feelgoodhumandesign.com. You just need your birth date, exact time, and location. The cool thing about my website that you might not find on other websites is that every single one of the chart properties will link you to free video explanations. So I took all of my social media content and I organized it for you. You don't have to go find things. You just click and it's there. Once you're on my website, if you like me, you like the way that I talk, and you're kind of new to human design and you want something you can refer back to, I do have a personalized report. It's in the $20 range. That's nothing. Nobody charges that little. But I worked really hard and I'm really proud of it. I'm a visual learner. I might be neurodivergent. Who knows? I refuse to be labeled. But it's categorized in a way that helps you be able to see and remember very important aspects of your design, how to manage your energy, how to set boundaries. There's journaling prompts, affirmations, reflection questions. It's very thorough for what it is. So for $20. I teach human design. I have a course. It's called the Human Design Starter Kit. Also very affordable compared to what you find in the human design industry. And I'm doing a free webinar today. It's called 5-Day Weekend. This is how I live my life as a projector. I prefer to rest more than I work 100% of the time. I like to sleep in every day. Okay. I like to have freedom. I like to have systems and automations that support me doing whatever the heck I want to do on a day-to-day basis. So if you want to join, my goal is to get 100 people. I'm at 82 as of the last time that I checked. The link is in my bio. Super easy. You just put your name and email, and then I'll email you the link for the Zoom today. Okay, so Amy, I'm so sorry. You asked if you're feeling stuck and procrastinating as a 3-5 manifesting generator. I'm going to give you a few things to work on. Number one, if you're a 3-5, I was actually talking about this yesterday in my reading. If you're a 3-5, you have to challenge yourself to go outside of where you're comfortable. You have to go experiment with something, okay? You have to go do something you've not done before. So wherever you're feeling stuck, if you're overthinking it, doing something as a third line, okay, challenging yourself, practicing is a good word, that's going to move your energy really well. And I know that because I'm a 1-3. I get into research mode. I live in my books, but I don't actually go practice what I know out in the real world, and then I get depressed. And so when I'm depressed from too much research, I go experiment. When I'm depressed from too many challenges and too many failures, I go back to research. So if you're a 3-5 and you've been pushing yourself, then okay, now we need to become more solutions oriented. That's what the 5th line does. What problem am I solving? What is the ideal outcome here? Okay, where did my critical thinking skills go? So you need to balance those two. You need to figure out where you are in that balancing act, okay, of challenging yourself, feeling like a failure, and seeing all of your problems, but also seeing solutions. Where are you? And balance that out. As a sacral being, I see you guys all the time going, okay, sacral, tell me what my life purpose is. Okay, sacral, tell me who the love of my life is and where they are. Okay, sacral, tell me who I am. And that's not what it does. It responds. So you actually have to get out and put yourself in spaces and environments that allow you to interact with things that you can respond to. And you need to think smaller, okay? You need to think smaller and get really in touch with what that feels like for you on a day-to-day basis by going, okay, let me go to the grocery store and let my gut choose, okay? Let me go shopping and let my gut choose. Let me go into my closet and let my gut choose. That's how you can actually approach the bigger decisions in life. My stalker's here, my cardinal, in a more aligned way. So tell me how that lands for you, Amy. Also, manifesting generators are fast. So if you're in a space that's making you slow down, you probably will feel really stuck. Okay, let me see if I can catch up. I claim my life to be that easy. Yeah, come with me. Come with me. Pick up on my vibes because in my life, I always am supported. Are manifestors a bad energy type? Absolutely not. One of my favorites. Could I potentially cash app you to read some about my chart? You can go on the link in my bio and you can book a time with me on Telegram. I usually have same day on Telegram. That is the fastest and most cost-effective way to work with me one-on-one. It says I'm a projector with no inner authority. So mental projector. Didn't Edgar Allan Casey do this? I don't know. I'm a 3-5 emotional projector, and the gate channel explanations I hear seem super generatory. Well, emotional projector, you have a motor. The solar plexus center is a motor. So, and you could have more than one motor if you have the ego or the root defined. Like you're gonna pick up on some of that language around like energy and moving energy and working, but it's not the same. Does all the placements have 88-degree difference between conscious and unconscious? Yes, exactly. How do I explore my gates as a projector? It depends on how far you are along in your human design experiment. The Zoom today is at 4 Central Time. I'm in Central Time Zone. It depends on how far along you are in your human design experiment, because it can get really overwhelming and intense. And actually, you'll think that you're learning something, but it's not integrating into your energy. My cardinal is tapping on my window again. Cardi B is what I named him. So I would suggest, if you're newer, don't get too far in the gates yet. But if you want to explore any gates, I would say the top 4 to look at before anything else would be personality, sun and earth, and design, sun and earth. And you would look at the personality, sun and earth as like how I see myself and what I resonate with, or where I'm going, or what I need to learn and do for this lifetime. And you would look at the design, sun and earth as how other people see me. So it might not immediately go, yeah, that's who I am and how I am. It would be more like, oh, that's what people have always told me about myself. So I'm a mental projector and I have to wait for an invitation. Correct. I can explain more about that, by the way. And if I got a lot of comments because I had a bunch of people flood in at once. So if I miss your comment, I'm not trying to ignore you. Just ask again. What's the difference on your charts between that shows up blue and pink in the chart? So that's the conscious versus unconscious. If you're looking at my website, anything on the chart that you see in pink is conscious. That you'll resonate with that. That's who you think you are. Anything that's blue is unconscious. Okay. It's more of how other people see you. Unconscious wiring, and it's not going to be easy for you to access mentally. You would access it via the other more often than not. Oh, Cardi B. I love Cardi B. I'm a 1-3 projector too, Ebony. My website is feelgoodhumandesign.com. It's linked in my bio. Inner authority sacral. Yeah. I'm new. I love you and your energy. I want a personal report. Yay. Hi, Alan. Yeah, I think you'll like it, especially if you're new to human design. In the human design industry, in human design world, I have decided, I call myself human design kindergarten. I am the one who is the best for beginners, for people who are like, what the heck is that? What is going on there? Because you'll find people who speak human design language and it can get like overwhelming quickly and you won't know what the heck they're talking about, but you'll always know what I'm talking about. Didn't Edgar Allan Casey? I don't know who that is. 6'2" Splenic. Hi, Katie. Hi, Warren. Hi, Nicole. 4-1 split. Ooh, that's rare. 4-1 Splenic manifester. I'm also super lazy and procrastinating as a 4-6. Yes, you will be until you get an urge, until you get an impulse, and then you're like, 200 miles an hour. I knew you were going to say that. Of course you did. I'm a 4-6 manifesting generator. Hi, Ezra. What a pretty name. How can I manifest? You manifest via response. And I'm going to look at the YouTube comments in just a second. But anytime anybody asks me about manifestation, I say, go look at your throat center and what is defining your throat, if your throat is colored in. But if you're a manifesting generator, I know that you have a motor to throat connection, and I know that you have a defined sacral. And so doing things that are pleasurable for you, doing things that give you high satisfaction, that's going to be a fast track to manifestation. But you can also look and see what other channels lead into the throat and what energy center they're coming from. That I actually have a bonus module in my course about manifestation by design, where I talk about that and how that works. It's easier for me to help others than myself. Same. I don't want to go out there. Can you speak about one for the Zoom today? If you go to my profile, there's a link in my bio area. You click on that, there's like 4 links. One of them says 5-day weekend webinar. That's how you register. Or if you're on my email list, I've probably spammed you with at least 5 emails by now. Check your promotions folder. You can also go to my Instagram, all of my recent posts. If you comment webinar, I'll send you the link directly. 1-3 ego projector can relate to what you said to Amy. It's similar to me as I'm seeking what is for me, direction, love. Interesting. Do you have an undefined G center, Corinne? Good day. I'm very interested in your view of incarnation crosses and if process goes beyond awareness in your work. That feels like a deep question. Can you ask me that in another way? I mean, I can talk about incarnation crosses. Happy to do that. But ask me the process goes beyond awareness thing. Ask me in a different way. Okay. Can you speak on 1-4s and advice in general for action? Yeah. I mean, you are a very foundational person. Okay. We have 2 foundational lines in our 6 lines. The first line, foundation of knowledge. The 4th line, foundation of relationship. So like you're always seeking that, like, where can I land? Where is my safe space? So you've got a safe space in what you know, and you've got a safe space in people. And so I usually find 1-4s to be like obsessed with things like psychology. Like, how can I find out everything I need to know about the people around me? Will you be sending out a link of the Zoom afterward? I'm sick in bed today. I will send a replay after, as long as you're registered. I'm not going to send the replay to my whole list, but I'll send a replay to everyone that's registered in advance. What makes you laugh? My kids are mad that I'm not ticklish. I'm not ticklish. I have not. I never have been. I don't like it. It doesn't make me laugh. Like, don't poke me. Yeah, just about everything makes me laugh. My root, sacral, spleen, throat are all defined in blue. So it's all unconsciously defined. So if you are like researching things about these energy centers and you're like, yeah, maybe sometimes, I don't know. It's more like you create that energy and you impact others with that energy, but you might not immediately go, oh yeah, that's me. That's how I am. Hi, Precious. Where's the Zoom for today? I'll email you the link, but for me to email you the link, you got to go get on the list, and it's in my bio. Goal is 100 people. Okay, I had 82 last time I checked. Hi, Jessica. Okay, you're all registered. Perfect. So you'll get the email. Just make sure you check your promotions folder, because sometimes my emails go weird places for people. I went to your site and signed up for your weekend of fun. New to astrology. Yay, I'm glad you're here. Hi, Chris. 4-6 ego manifester. Ooh, got that money channel. Is it normal as a manifester to get extremely emotional sometimes? Oh, with that channel, yes. That's the channel of openness, okay? That is your direct line, okay? 22 to 12 is a direct line from your emotions to your voice. You know who has that channel? 2 people that I know of. I mean, I'm sure there are many, many, but Adele and Amy Winehouse, okay? Think about that. Let that simmer. I'm just learning and I'm so confused. Dana, you're in the right place. I am the least confusing human design teacher that you will ever find. I promise you that. My cardinal is so aggressive. I saw his wife yesterday. It was really cute. Truth is, I'm a soul having a human experience. Exactly. I'm like, don't take life so seriously. You are on a space rock in a meat suit. Incarnation crosses. Okay, I'll talk about that. What did I click on? Just joined and never seen you before. Can you explain what you're offering here and the Zoom link? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to talk about $20. Let me explain all of that, and then I'll talk about Incarnation crosses. So if you've just joined, my name is Tangi. I'm a human design teacher and coach. I use human design to help you feel good, or at least feel a little better. That is why I call myself the Feel Good Expert. Thanks for the gifts. You can find me at the Feel Good Expert across all platforms, just in case. We never know what's going to get banned one day or the next. And I also call myself the Feel Good Expert because I'll never tell you anything limiting, inhibiting, or dogmatic about this system. Be careful. There are people that will. They get weird about it. I've been blocked from many groups because of it. I am here to provide you foundational knowledge and practical tools with real life application. My favorite tool, the best place to start is my website. It's feelgoodhumandesign.com, linked in my bio. The cool thing about my website that you might not find on other people's websites is that every single one of the chart properties will link you. How did that get in here? Just like a fly. Every single one of the chart properties will link you to free video explanations about your chart. So it's a free on-demand mini reading, just like I was sitting right in front of you. It'll take you like 15, 20 minutes to get through. Now, once you're there, once you're on my website and you're like, okay, I see my chart, I see the links, I see my video explanations. If you scroll to the bottom of that page, it'll say personalized report. There's a little green button that says buy now. When you click that, it'll take all the information that you've already put in, your birth date, exact time and location, and it will use a system to create a report that is specific to you and your design. This report will tell you all about your profile, your type, your strategy, your authority, your energy centers. There's journaling prompts, reflection questions, affirmations, all specific to you and your design. That is $27, okay? Unheard of. That is a great place to start. If you're a little more advanced in human design, you're like, oh, I want to read charts like you do, Tange. feelgoodhumandesign.com. Learn to read charts. It's called the Human Design Starter Kit. It's $444. Most courses in the human design world, because human design is very time consuming to learn, there's a lot of variations. Most courses are $5,000 to $15,000. Trust me, I know I paid $6,000. Anyway, you'll love that if you want to learn human design with me. We have an active community where we meet every month and I answer questions. I also do transit calls. I also do continuing education calls. Lastly, I have a webinar today called 5-Day Weekend because I have set up my business by design using my specific chart. And I want to talk to you about how I did that and the mistakes that I made and what I learned along the way. Even if you can't make it live, as long as you give me your email address in advance, I will send you the replay. My goal is to get 100 people signed up for that free webinar. I love doing free webinars. It's my favorite. I do readings one-on-one, live over Zoom. I also do readings live over Telegram. So just like text audio messages back and forth. What else? Did I miss anything? I do offer coaching, but it's by invitation only because I'm a projector. I need to know that I like you. I actually want to help you before I commit. Okay, let's talk about the incarnation crosses for a second. Then I'm going to get back into the comments because I know I've missed a few. Incarnation cross. So we've talked about conscious versus unconscious today and why we have a design date and how the design date is calculated. It's 88 degrees of the sun prior to your moment of birth. Human design actually started on a wheel, very similar to astrology. Okay, it's called the Rave Mandala. So this is a simplified version. Just when you look at your body graph, that is a simplified version of the Rave Mandala. But when you look at the Rave Mandala, your sun placement is directly opposite your earth placement on the personality side. And your sun placement on the design side is directly opposite your earth placement on the design side. Okay, following me? And because there is an 88 degree difference, it makes an X over your chart. So incarnation cross is personality, sun and earth, design, sun and earth. The four of those make this X over your chart, and that is why we call it a cross, an incarnation cross, the cross in which you were born. This tells us a lot about your life trajectory, your purpose, the impact that your aura has on others when you cross their path, your gifts, all that stuff, okay? And there's like 194 variations of incarnation cross, by the way. Quite a few, but we have some that are more common than others. But I'll use my chart as an example because I have it behind me on TikTok. I have gate 13 as my leading gate. So your personality sun, we call your leading gate. Many people say that holds like 70% of your gifts. Let me describe that to you in my experience. My leading gate is called the gate of the listener. So when someone books a reading with me, I actually make them talk. Tell me what's going on. Tell me your ideal outcome. Tell me how this is landing for you. Tell me about your chart. Tell me about your experience. Because when I listen to you, I can tell you what part of your chart is speaking through you and whether that is conditioning, not self, or alignment. Crazy, right? Took me a long ass time to get there. Okay. When I'm doing that, I am grounded in a leadership role. That's gate 7, the army leader. Okay. When people interact with me for the first time and see me from the outside looking in, gates 1 and 2, they see authenticity, they see creativity. Okay. The receptive and the creative, that's gates 1 and 2. Put all of that together, we get the cross of the Sphinx. When people cross my path, they have clarity on direction, purpose, and identity. They just do. And I give them tools and a system to do that via human design. It is direction, identity, and purpose because all 4 of the gates in my incarnation cross are located in the G center, which is uncommon. Anyway, it takes the themes of all 4 gates, mushes it together, gives you this description of your aura and the impact that your aura has. And I can always feel an incarnation cross coming from a mile away. Like before someone books a reading with me, I'm like, I'll start to like notice the theme of their incarnation cross in my daily life. That's what I mean by impact. I'm a Sphinx. Oh, I'm a Sphinx too. 2-4 manifesting generator. I've been experimenting with human design and gene keys for 2 years. I enjoy it. I don't have anyone in my life to talk to about it. Well, come to my lives. That's what we do. We geek out. Or we can be friends on Instagram. I'm always in people's DMs. The G center and heart are filled in. Okay. Writing a cross of penetration. Leading gate is 54. My best friend is cross of penetration. I am obsessed with her. With 13 leading, my info needs to be asked. Don't know anything, but ask me something. Yeah. That's also in the variables. Okay. Is the profile number on the chart? Yes. So profile numbers you find within the incarnation cross. So it's personality, sun and earth. You'll see the number after the decimal. That's the first number in your profile. Design, sun and earth, the number after the decimal. That's the second number in your profile. So you can see on my chart, if you're on TikTok, 1, 3. That's my profile. So I really do have to go into the world and talk to people. I know I'm such an introvert too. Oh, wait, what channel? It was the 1222 for Amy Winehouse and Adele. That channel of openness, it really makes you open with expressing your emotions. Are all manifesting generators capable of transmuting energy? I think every person is capable of that. Why do I feel stuck for 3 years as a manifesting generator? Probably because life is slowing you down and you want to move faster than that. Either that or you don't find life to be pleasurable and satisfying. Oh, Katie answered. Thank you, Katie. Ooh, Aaron's a reflector. 3-5. How to deal with our emotions as a 1222. So this goes back to your authority. You are on an emotional wave, okay? So that means you have to pace yourself. You have to take the time that it takes. You have to be in relationships and environments that allow you to take up space. Anytime you're not doing those things, you will feel like you need to predict or control your emotions. You will feel like your emotions are incorrect. And that is because you have found yourself committing to something too fast, right? Without sleeping on it. Or being in a space where they don't appreciate your depth and thoroughness because you have motorized energy to be really deep and really, really thorough about things. So if you find yourself in places where that's your natural state of being is not acceptable, you're always going to try to deal with it. When you find yourself in the right spaces and places, people will enjoy, like I was saying, Adele and Amy Winehouse, right? It might be hard for them in their lived experience to be on this emotional wave, but they have gotten in front of audiences where people feel like absolutely seen with their words and their lyrics. Hi, Michelle. 5-1 splenic projector. If a transit defines our center, do we get the energy of that center until the transit passes? Exactly. So your natal placements are always your decision-making process. But if you're making a decision based on a current transit, then follow that authority for the time being. So for example, I'm splenic. I'm just fast. Okay. Everything's black and white to me. But we've had the emotional center transiting for months. And so I've had to slow down a little bit. I've had to pace myself a little bit more. I've had to ride an emotional wave because I want to access the depth and thoroughness. But if I didn't want to access the depth and thoroughness of that transit, then I could just like keep coasting along with my typical natal placements. Oh, you registered. Yay. This is called human design. 2-4 sacral manifesting generator, Ravenclaw. How do I book a reading? The link is in my bio. Yay, Sarah. I do connection charts too. How can you know what a compatibility chart means? I have what's it called? I have recent videos where I talk about how to read a connection chart. I should probably put that into a playlist. But I have recent videos on both YouTube and TikTok on reading connection charts. I read connection charts professionally. Yeah, let me know if that answers your question. Oh, Cross of the Four Ways. Amy, you know who has Cross of the Four Ways? Martha Stewart. You should watch her documentary if you haven't already. How do manifestors and generators work together? Manifestors will initiate something. Okay, they will light the fire. They will get something started. And if a generator responds and finds whatever they have started to be satisfying and exciting, now the manifestor can delegate the work process to the generator, and not in a bad way. The generator wants to really work on this thing because it's pleasurable and satisfying, not because they are like being exploited. If you feel exploited, then go leave that alone. Go somewhere else. 3-5 projector. Janabelle. I don't, but I'm only 24 and I feel like I'm wasting my life. I want to enjoy it, but I don't. Oh. A lot of things are going to shift at your Saturn return, like it or not. 28 and a half-ish. That absolutely tracks. Yeah. It says I get motivated. You have guilt motivation. It's not when other people are guilting you, though. It is you looking out into your own environment and going, something's wrong and I can fix it. That's guilt motivation. I'm debating whether to talk about motivation in my webinar or not. I have so many other things I want to talk about. How important is the exact time of birth? Can you get an accurate chart within a 2-hour window of time? You can typically understand your strategy and authority, which is the biggest big deal in human design. I wouldn't look at your variables, the arrows, if you don't have an exact time, but most everything else is going to stay the same. And I can look at like an ephemeris and say, or I can look at my advanced reader software and say, okay, everything is the same in this 2-hour window. Don't worry about it. Move on with your life. But the variables are the ones that change the most often. So like your digestion, your environment, your motivation, your perspective, that might not be right. But things change all the time. So you kind of have to look closely and see how close you are to the cusp of like the moon shifting gates or signs, for example. Cross of the unexpected. Yeah, I know so many people with that incarnation cross. Another one of my best friends has it. Hi, Megan. Hi, Nick. Saturn return is around the age of 20, 28, 29. I'm a master generator. I love that. What's the channel between 57-20 when it's defined in blue? People experience you as just blurting things out, maybe interrupting. You can't help it. You can't help it. I'm sorry. Andrea, hello, I'm a 1-3 manifestor and he's a 2-4 projector. Am I always going to be the one contact him? don't understand that question. I'm done with the variables. What else do you have for me? I'm loving. Have you gotten into like the quarters or the godheads or holistic human design, like the codons and stuff? There's all kind of directions you can go depending on your interests. That's funny because I've always said in my life. You know what I said, Rosa? I'm 41, by the way. I used to say, and to my ex-husband, and he hated this. I used to say, I can't imagine living past like 40, 42. Like, I think I'm going to die. He's like, don't freaking say that. I'm like, I just can't see it. But now that I'm here, I don't think I'm 41. I don't think I'm going to die, but I think I'm a different person. I think the person that I used to be, gone. I am unrecognizable from the person that I was at my Saturn return. But the Saturn return was the wake up call. It was like the first step in going a completely different direction than I was on before. And then my Saturn will square your natal Saturn. The transiting Saturn will square your natal Saturn at like 35. Then you're like, whatever that wake up call was at 35, it's like, oh shit, for real, for real. Like, this isn't going away. Like, I really have to invest in this. Then 36, you have your nodal return. So your nodes in astrology like tell us also about your path and your life trajectory. And then you have all these other transits that just like change everything. It's rough, but it's also amazing to like be alive and to be able to completely like alchemize and transform. It's trippy as heck. I love your connection charts. Thank you. I just pulled a connection chart with someone and we have like 3 or 4 electromagnetic channels to the throat. It's the easiest communication I've ever had in my life. Cross of the Maya, cross of tension. Yeah, I'm familiar with all of those. My favorite tool for incarnation crosses, I think she took it off her website though. Her business is called Ceremoniance, CEREMONIANCE. You can still buy the book, but she used to sell like chapters. She used to sell just in single incarnation crosses. My report has like a very brief description of your incarnation cross, but this book is a really great tool. My favorite anyway. I have Ra's book on incarnation crosses. It goes deeper, but it's kind of weird. It doesn't give you like a good broad explanation of the general meaning. You have to know a lot to understand what he's talking about, I guess is my point. She may or may not have it on her website anymore, but she used to sell a PDF download of an individual chapter. It's a great book. It's a great resource. Highly recommend. How can a 5-1 profile deal with projections? You're going to find safety and information. So it's like projections are never going to go away. Now you can set really clear boundaries on the problems that you're willing to solve by saying, I know something about that, or I don't, or I'm willing to research that and come back, or not. Like your safety, your embodied feeling of safety comes from what you know, what you research, what you're interested in learning about. If you get stuck in trying to solve everybody's problems around everything all of the time, now you are in this massive projection field. So you narrow your projection field based on what you know and the research that you've done. And then otherwise you just go, thanks for sharing your problems. And you don't offer anything. I answered your question, ego projector. What was your question, Corinne? Sorry, I'm like off screen. I'm trying to read comments. Remind me of your question. Only the ego and oh, so you have that channel of initiation. That's interesting. Life begins at 40, doesn't it? Doesn't it? My ears are ringing. Yeah, version of me past. Exactly. I'm so different. I'm so different than I was. What's triple split definition? So, definition in human design tells us how your energy centers communicate with each other. So, you have 9 potential energy centers in your chart that can be colored in or not. And the ones that are colored in will have connections called channels. And so, if all of your energy centers talk to each other in a continuous flow, that is single definition. If you have one group of energy centers and a gap, and then another group of energy centers somewhere else, that's a split definition. 3 groups of energy centers, triple split. 4 groups of energy centers, quadruple split. The splits tell us how many people you need around you in order to feel a continuous flow of energy. Some people who are split, triple split, quadruple split, find that being around more people helps them feel more aligned, more flowy, more in touch with their entire body graph. When they are alone, they might feel a little disjointed. And so a split definition might seek out that one person that bridges their split, that makes them feel complete. A triple split might do better in groups. I always suggest a triple split be private and public. That is your best chance of having all of your splits bridged, but still being in your own energy and decision making process without people pleasing, without feeling performative. And the same thing goes for quadruple split. I also have 1949. I have 4 channels from, oh, wow, that is very emotional. Oops, jumped. You heard the ringing too? What? We connected. We were a vibrational match for a second there. I'm new here and want to learn more about myself and these things. Can you guys? Yes, Heather, you need your birth date, exact time and location. You can go to feelgoodhumandesign.com. I mean, you can Google human design. You can use any website. My website is feelgoodhumandesign.com. If you type in your birth date, exact time and location, you get this map. The cool thing about my website that you might not find on other websites is that all of my chart properties link you to free video explanations. So it is a very good place to start to get a foundational reading, to get like the basics of all of the different parts of your chart and to go, oh, okay, yeah, that resonates for me or not. If it doesn't resonate for you, leave it alone, right? That's not for me. That's fine. I do have a personalized report on my website. If you scroll past the links, like if you don't have time to watch a bunch of videos, it'll only take you like 15, 20 minutes. But if you don't have time to go through each of the videos, you can get a personalized report custom to your chart. It's in the $20 range. What else? Yeah, that's a good place to start. Have you worked with many 2/4s? Yes, my best friend since I was 14 years old is a 2/4. But I've also worked with quite a few because you know why? I present myself as an expert and authority on human design, and anybody with a 4th line is like, hey, you hold my hand. I don't want to learn the whole thing. You hold my hand and walk me through it. So 2/4s find me very often and they're like, hey, I don't want to sit here and learn the whole thing by myself. Let me jump on your bandwagon and learn from you. Okay. I'm a 1/3 manifesting generator. Am I always the one to contact him first? Okay. Projectors are waiting for the invitation. So if you are with a projector and that projector is aligned, you might not find them initiating often. However, like you should feel seen by your projector and vice versa. I feel like I had a transit at 20, but then it slowed down. It's so frustrating. So I just need to chill till then. You can look at your astrological transits and like see what's going on. It's just like so many things in life don't make sense until you've had the lived experience. I would say like align with your strategy and authority, get used to that. If you're into human design, like really start integrating that as your day-to-day and your decision-making process, and life will just come at you. You don't actually have to figure anything out or do anything. I'm a 1-3 sacral manifesting generator with a direct line of interruption to my throat. My trajectory, which is the north node, is gate 54 fear. Oh, I feel blessed. I love that. Hi, DeMonte. Everybody got the ringing in their ears? Stop. Okay, Heather, let me know if you were here when I answered your question. If not, I'll answer again. Is it Luna or Luna? 3-6 emotional manifesting generator. I'm trying to catch up with the comments, so don't mind me going. Channel of synthesis. Yes, feelgoodhumandesign.com. It is linked in my bio. It just says free chart or start here or something like that. I'm in the UK. Can I still book for a reading? Yeah. If you don't find a time that works for you, I mean, you should be able to, I should have flexibility in the time, but if you don't find a time that works for you, just DM me on Instagram and we can figure it out. No, I did a reading for someone in Australia yesterday. Why is the rising sign not included in human design? It's not an act, it doesn't activate a gate. You know, raw is raw. You can look at it. You can look at what gate it activates, but it just doesn't create an activation in the chart. But I couldn't tell you why it wasn't included. Excuse me if you just answered because someone talked to me at work. You were asking about the projector initiating? Luna. Oh, okay. What are the pros and cons of having an undefined ajna? I need a 23 to bridge my split. What's the difference between the numbers at the end of the incarnation cross? Okay. I need to ground my energy because I'm like reading too many questions and not answering any of them. So let me go to Corinne. I was talking about Amy 1-3, looking for direction, not pushing, wondered if it's similar to what you said to Amy a while back, your definition. Yeah, it's because even though you have a defined G center, Corinne, you're going to be surprised. You have the gate of shock in that channel that you have, 2551. So it's like people will go, oh, you know exactly what you want and where you're going and who you are. And you're like, It's because that channel of initiation, you get these shocking leaps into a new identity, into a new direction, into a new purpose. That's just part of your lived experience. What's the difference between the numbers at the end of the incarnation cross? So there are 4 gates, and those 4 gates can be in different spots. So it's like the cross of the Sphinx is 13-7-1-2, but you can have 1-2 in your personality side and 13-7 on your design side. So there's usually 4 different variations of each cross, depending on where the gates are placed. My youngest is a 3-5 self-projector. She initiates between us a lot more than I do. She loves to be in charge. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Corinne. Okay, let me go back. I think I answered.